How's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon Go raid guide video. Today we're going to be covering the dark and flying type legendary Pokemon, Yveltal. It is an extremely powerful dark type that is one of the best Pokemon for the Master League, and as of October 2022, the shiny form will be available in the game. Defeating this raid boss is not too difficult as long as you bring the right counters. I'm going to be explaining all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alright, let's jump into it. So, Yveltal is one of the top dark-type Pokemon in the game. I made a deep dive video discussing how relevant it is, but today I want to talk about how you can defeat it and get its shiny form. It is pretty well rounded in terms of its stats, so you will need a good number of players and the right counters in order to defeat it. So let's go over that right now. Yveltal is a dark and flying type Pokemon, which means it is going to be weak against electric type, fairy type, rock type, and ice type attacks. The counters that you bring against this raid boss will involve these types. Out of these four types, I would suggest going with rock types and electric types, as the best Pokemon with those types typically do the most DPS, or damage per second. Having higher amounts of DPS within your raid party will allow you to defeat that raid boss much quicker and more efficiently, as you won't need as many trainers as you typically would. Now, as I mentioned before, Yveltal is pretty well rounded. It has a decent amount of attack as well as a good amount of defense. This means you will need to bring some heavy hitters to break through that defense, but you will also need some bulky Pokemon to counteract Yveltal's attack. The absolute best counters to Yveltal are Mega Manectric, Mega Aerodactyl, Xurkitree, Zekrom, and Rock Wrecker Rhyperior. You could also use Shadow Pokemon like Shadow Raikou and Shadow Zapdos if you can afford powering them up. Now, if you are lacking in any of these Pokemon or you simply haven't maxed them out yet, there are quite a few budget Pokemon you could use. Excluding both Mega Manectric and Mega Aerodactyl, you could use Rock Wrecker Rhyperior, Rampardos, and Electivire. All of these Pokemon are fairly easy to get, and they deal plenty of damage that rivals legendaries and shadow Pokemon. Like I said before, Yveltal hits pretty hard. It has a very good list of strong charge attacks that you will want to watch out for. It can come with Dark Pulse, Hurricane, Focus Blast, Psychic, and Hyper Beam. Pretty much none of these charge attacks are easy to deal with, except maybe Hyper Beam because it is so easy to dodge. You will likely need to run two teams of good counters because unless you are running a full lobby of high level raiders, chances are your whole team will get knocked out by the end of it. Depending on what charge attack Yveltal has, you should cater your team around it. For example, if the Yveltal raid boss has Focus Blast, then bringing rock types would not be ideal. In those particular circumstances, I would use strictly electric types. If you have a bunch of Xurkitree and Zekrom in your collection, then set up a team that is full of them for this raid. You could also probably mix and match with both electric types and rock types, but it's really up to you. There's just so many options you can go with against Yveltal. Since we just had Cranidos featured in both a limited research day and Pokemon Go Fest, chances are you have a bunch of them just sitting in your collection right now. It would most certainly be a good time to start evolving and powering them up. Having a full squad of Rampardos will be quite useful against Yveltal since they deal a high amount of DPS compared to other rock types. You could also roll with a full team of Rock Wrecker Rhyperior as well. Since Rhyperior has stellar TDO, it could be a great option against Yveltal that's not running Focus Blast. Not only will you survive longer in battle, but they can dish out a ton of damage with Rock Wrecker. But if your Rhyperiors don't have this move, then I would avoid using them. If you have two teams of two different types ready to go, then you will have no issue with this raid boss. You can predict what team you will need based on what the recommended Pokemon are once you join the lobby. If you see a bunch of rock types recommended, then go with your pre-made rock type team. If you see electric types, then go with your pre-made electric type team. It's as simple as that. Now, if you're looking for the perfect IVs of this Pokemon, you will want one that is 2160, and if it is weather boosted, you will want one that is 2701. Yveltal is weather boosted by foggy weather and windy weather, both of which are extremely rare. If you happen to have foggy or windy weather in your area, then I suggest you do as many raids as possible so that you could pick up that weather boosted Yveltal. Now at the time that I recorded this video, Yveltal's shiny form is about to be released. This is by far going to be one of the most valuable shiny legendaries in the game, simply because this legendary is not often featured as a raid boss. Its shiny form will likely be one of the rarest. On top of that, Yveltal is one of the few legendaries that are actually relevant for both PvE and PvP. It is one of the top Pokemon to use in the Master League, so having a Shundo of this Pokemon would be the ultimate flex in battles. Assuming that Yveltal will have the same shiny rate as other legendaries, it will be 5% or a rate of 1 in 20. Now don't let this rate fool you. It is not guaranteed that you will encounter a shiny Yveltal by doing 20 raids. You might hit it lucky and get one on your first raid, or it could take you several hundred. You have to treat it as rolling a 20-sided die every time you defeat the raid boss. You might hit the magic number every time, or you might never hit it at all. There is unfortunately no bad luck protection in this game, so you just simply have to do as many Yveltal raids as you can if you want this particular shiny. Make sure you set your expectations at a minimum so that you are not disappointed if you don't come across it. Probably my best suggestion is to join a Discord group that is doing worldwide remote raids around the clock and do as many of these raids as you can. Also, make sure you participate in raid hours next Wednesday in a highly populated area. You can typically complete a couple dozen raids in a good raid hour, but you will need to plan around it. As with all of these legendary shinies, it's a matter of quantity. Doing as many raids as you can within the period of time that it is available increases your chance at getting it. For me, it took about 6 raids to get shiny Virizion, 1 raid to get shiny Cresselia, but it took me over 100 raids before my first shiny Groudon. That is the nature of RNG. Set your expectations low. You might get lucky and get it right away, or it might take you a long time. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Now let me know in the comments below if you are anticipating this shiny, and also let me know what the IVs are with your best Yveltal. Also, if there was a Yveltal raid tip that I missed, then be sure to share that as well. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.